A Taylor Swift memo has gone out to NYPD officers. That's according to the New York Times, which says hundreds of officers from the department, along with Amtrak and the MTA police, will be deployed around Madison Square Garden to patrol as Swift and Travis Kelce reportedly hold a wedding reception, maybe the wedding itself. They have not confirmed what exactly they're doing at the Garden, but 1010 Winds has confirmed that permits have been filed to close streets around the Garden beginning tomorrow.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly tying the knot at MSG, and NYPD Commissioner Tisch is calling it a private jet, but she says the department is prepared.
I would be remiss not to mention an event that we are tracking at Madison Square Garden on Friday night. The NYPD will, of course, have a detail in place.
Mayor Mamdani sending a message to any of the fans and New Yorkers that will be out and about.
This weekend is one that will be extraordinary, not just in terms of the events, but also in terms of the temperature.
Sources say there will be multiple street closures surrounding MSG to prepare for this wedding. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM at police headquarters.
Wednesday time, 2:31. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Greg Rice.
Warming up, getting out of the Bronx, just as you get to the Queens-bound side of the Whitestone on the southbound Hutch, right by Ferry Point Park and Lafayette Avenue. A couple of right lanes are out with the remnants of a car fire. That exit also looks subject to closure, and this is why the southbound Hutch is awful all the way back to East Tremont Avenue. Southbound 95 to the Queens-bound Throsneck is better. Let's not get fancy here with the Queens-bound RFK Bridge, because right off of the Queens-bound RFK, as you get over to LaGuardia, you get rid of a crash. You got a couple of right lanes out in a mess all the way back to the span. City-bound George, pretty good to the lower uppers, getting better, no more than 15 minutes. West side, the best of it out. Over at the Lincoln, it's about 10 in, 30 to 40 minutes home with the Lincoln from 11th Avenue. Boy, that got bad in a hurry, and at least 40 minutes out of town of Holland. On the Jersey side, Newark Bay, the better of it. Brooklyn South, bumper to bumper westbound from Plum Beach to the Verrazano, and then on Staten Island, westbound expressways already busy as far as the MLK. Greg Rice, 1010 Winds, 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check now of your AccuWeather forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Really a very hot afternoon underway. Temperatures into the low and mid-90s already in most spots, and with the humidity, which is already quite a bit higher than it was yesterday. Actually, with the real field temperatures will continue to be over 100 through a lot of the afternoon. So a high of 95 this afternoon, around 79 tonight under an increasingly clear sky. So there will be a gusty thunderstorm in a few spots into this evening. There's a few storms trying to develop right now in far western New Jersey out toward the Delaware River. We'll keep an eye on those here through the remainder of the afternoon. But as we head through tomorrow, a high near 100 degrees with hazy sunshine. Real field temps 105 to 110 in the afternoon. Essentially the same story on Friday, except we may have a late-day thunderstorm Friday. And then Independence Day on Saturday, still looking very hot and humid, a high of 95 of sun and some clouds. Probably a better chance for a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Some of those could be on the stronger side. And still looks like we'll have temperatures in the mid-80s. A very warm evening for the fireworks Saturday evening with a chance for a thunderstorm. Right now, 91 degrees. It's mostly sunny in Midtown. We're going up to 95. Thank you, Brother Meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
A plane gifted to President Trump by Qatar took its inaugural flight as Air Force Ones today.
Maybe the greatest commercial plane ever built.
And the president says he's proud of it.
You can low-key it, or you can show it.
It doesn't look like the familiar Air Force One with the light blue hull that helped it blend into the sky. This one's painted in the president's preferred navy blue belly with red and gold stripes. It has luxury features like plush carpets and lie-flat seats. The president's brushed off ethical concerns about receiving the plane from a Mideast power.
This was a gift from a country that's treated us very well.
The Air Force says it spent less than $400 million on security upgrades. The jet will only temporarily be in U.S. service, with Boeing expected to deliver in 2 years long-delayed planes that will permanently be Air Force One. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Former U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says, "We can't go on like this." After someone called him a swatting or false report about him to Child Services in Michigan, resulting in Buttigieg and his husband being separated from their 2 young children for 24 hours.
Nobody could tell me exactly what was going on until after that interview with the children had happened. So the next day, about 24 hours later, that's when they asked me if I'd ever been to a location in Alabama, which I've never been to, where an anonymous caller had told CPS that somebody had told him that I had told her that I had committed unspeakable crimes.
He made his comments to Good Morning America, saying it was one of the most awful moments of his life. Michigan State Police say this was a hoax, and such calls are dangerous as they sap power from investigative agencies. They have not made any arrests. 91 degrees now. The real field temperature is 107. The update you need, the moment you need them. 1010 Wins is always on.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 91 degrees. The real feel is 107 at 2:40. I'm Lori Medden. And here's what's happening. The temperature hits 95 in Newark, 93 at LaGuardia, is still climbing with an extreme heat warning in effect through Friday night. Live update from AccuWeather's Brian Thompson in just a moment. Mayor Mamdani on 1010 Wins this afternoon said the heat is no joke. He urges businesses to set the thermostat at 78 in a bid to ease pressure on the grid. She said yes. In this blistering heat, two people climbed to the tippy top on the giant antenna of the Empire State Building where a wedding proposal went down. Now, Matt Rosenberg with that story in just a moment. At the World Cup tonight, the U.S. team faces Bosnia in the knockout round of 32. It's the end of a gaming era. Sony PlayStation will stop releasing physical discs. 1010 Wins AccuWeather says clear, warm, steamy tonight. Low 70 degrees, hazy, hot, and humid tomorrow. High 100 before the real feels. We're going to get that live update from Brian in just a moment. But first, Wins News Time 2:41. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, here is the deal with the Whitestone Bridge. Forget it. Bronx-bound, you got a breakdown getting onto the span. That's got at least one lane knocked out, and getting onto the Queens-bound side of the Whitestone Bridge. Very tough because of that earlier car fire at the last exit off the southbound Hutch before the Whitestone Bridge. I'm not promising you perfection, but Throgs and the Clearview combo looks better either way, and don't get cute with the Queens-bound RFK Bridge because right off of the RFK getting over to LaGuardia, the eastbound Grand Central a mess because of a collision. That has two right lanes down. Citybound George 15 to 20 on the upper, lowers better. West Side Highway best of it out. Lincoln 30 to 40 out on the 11th, better from 9th. Inbound Lincoln no more than 10. Got a half hour home from Holland on the Jersey side. Newark Bay, that's the better play either way. Jersey southbound Garden State Parkway, the early mess into East Orange to exit 147 with a crash in the left lane. Southbound Turnpike will send you down to Woodbridge in much better shape. Greg Rice, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
The extreme heat arrives, and with it, an extreme climb up the Empire State Building. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's check in with AccuWeather's Brian Thompson, who has the latest on what could be a record-breaking heat wave. Brian.
Yeah, we're looking at certainly some new record high temperatures, Lori, as we head into tomorrow and Friday. That'll be the worst of the heat, but it already feels really nasty. The sea temperatures have already gotten into the low and mid-90s. AccuWeather real field temperatures already right around 100 degrees, if not a little bit higher. We won't see much relief tonight, and the city will struggle to drop much below 80. And then tomorrow and Friday, like I said, that's the peak of the heat. Highs near 100 degrees. We do expect some record highs to fall. Real field temperatures 105 to 110 each afternoon, and the heat continues into the 4th of July. Highs will be around 95. And closer to 90 Sunday. It looks like the heat does break into early next week. Laura?
Mayor Mamdani says the heat is no joke. He checked in with us this afternoon, speaking to our Linda Lopez about the city's heat plans.
We have reached out to more than 70,000 of our business licensees, whether they're through DCWP or DOHMH. We're talking about businesses across the 5 boroughs, to remind them to have heat protections for their workers and also to remind them of existing law. So, for example, for a delivery worker, they have the right to use the bathroom at any restaurant they're picking up from.
Now, if you don't have AC, hundreds of cooling centers are now open in all 5 boroughs. Cooling vans are making the rounds, giving anyone outdoors a chance to cool off. And outdoor workers really do have their work cut out for them today. We checked in Midtown.
At least 100 20 could get up to 135 degrees inside Carolina's food truck selling chicken parmesan. She's trying to hang in there.
So any thought of like, I gotta stay home?
Every summer.
This is supposed to be some of the hottest weather we've had in like 15 years. I mean, are you nervous about it?
I am.
Now talk about a cruel summer. Hey, we're not too far from the garden. Maybe Taylor will pop by.
Taylor Swift getting married too here, right? Have you seen her yet?
I wish.
I hear Taylor and Travis do like chicken parm. Glenn Shuck, 1010 wins, 92.3 FM. It is really hot here in Newtown.
Taylor and Travis are in the city today, and they looked up. They would have caught quite a sight at the Empire State Building, where two people climbed to the top.
It looked like a protest followed by a proposal. First, they climbed to the point where they couldn't get any higher without being in the clouds. They had a banner that read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." And then, what looked like a proposal. This woman works in the building.
It was a little nerve-wracking that nobody was alerted of anything until we walked in and weren't allowed back up. But yeah, other than that, just helicopters kind of sitting, waiting outside of the building.
And the phones went up from everyone when the couple was taken out by police. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at the Empire State Building.
At the World Cup today, the U.S. team faces Bosnia in the knockout round of 32. The game is in San Francisco tonight, 8 p.m. our time. The winner of the match will face off against the winner of Belgium-Senegal. It is one busy week here in the city with the tall ships, July 4th, a certain wedding. The mayor and police commissioner were talking security today.
4th of July weekend is kicking off with the 50th anniversary of the Macy's Fireworks Show. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch wants you to remember what exactly to leave at home.
Backpacks, coolers, lawn chairs, blankets, drones, alcohol, umbrellas, or any item that could obstruct others' view.
She says the NYPD counterterrorism unit will be in place along with officers on the ground and eyes in the sky. Mayor Mamdani is urging anyone that plans on coming out to use public transit.
No matter where you are traveling this holiday weekend, plan ahead and budget extra time.
The NYPD also is coordinating with both the Coast Guard and the Navy to make sure everyone stays safe. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at police headquarters.
And remember, if you're outside for the big fireworks show, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM is the only place you can hear the music soundtrack to the